There must be an online space for me. Somewhere away from the goblins. Somewhere safe. Somewhere!
My name's Aaron. We're here to talk about Gamers for Positivity.
I'm Doggo Dude, here to support.
Just wanted to talk to you a little bit. We haven't been on screen yet. We're excited to finally be moving. We have a lot of projects in the works, but we wanted to just kind of come out and let you know, why are we here? What are we doing on this big space called the internet? So put simply, Gamers for Positivity is a group of people who come together to talk about gaming, entertainment, but stay together to help spread encouraging and positive messages to one another. With struggles on screen or in real life, we just want to be there to kind of help people through whatever that might be. We're here for fun, nothing too serious, but it's nice to have that place to go to. We're thinking about some games that we've been playing lately, about just some bosses or some unnecessary bits that were just ridiculous. Can you think of anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Just so, right off the top of my head, I'd have to say Doctor Strange from Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just ridiculously difficult. And, it's just a shame, I got to say.
What team are you using?
Wolverine, Spider-Man. Oh, geez, who else? Psylocke and Nightcrawler.
Nice. Played him a few rounds myself. I had to quit, take a break, do some side quests, and come back. He's rough.
Yeah, I realized I'm pretty much going to have to do the same too. I realized, I got the Infinity challenges, and you can, level up that way. So I'm going to go back and do some Infinity challenges and come back. Just right off the top of my head, I say that's pretty difficult. Haven't beaten him yet, but I know that if I persevere and work on improving, I can get through it. We'll say another thing that's pretty difficult was this game right here.
I like how he's got it right here.
Yep. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest.
Someone just had a migraine.
And that's right. That's right. And if you're looking for a challenge, that game right there is it. It'll twist your mind for sure. So I highly recommend it. On the Nintendo GameCube.
GameCube was awesome. I don't think it got enough respect. That was fantastic. I love the controller.
Oh yeah.
And I think still today, a lot of really serious Smash Brother competitors use the GameCube controller.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why they've been keeping the Nintendo GameCube controller alive for all these years with various adapters and whatnot, because it's just just very iconic feeling controllers. So
some of the games on GameCube really still kind of hold a special place and home for me.
Yeah, like what?
My favorite, I've got a few. So Smash Brothers, of course. We just talked about Smash Brothers. Resident Evil 4.
Okay, yeah.
When that came out, especially that controller really makes that experience too. But that was fun. Yeah. I know that came out on other platforms, but that was the one for me.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
Really, I think if you're gonna play on the GameCube, the Metroid game came out.
Oh yeah.
And talk about challenges. That game, you had to not only fight what's in front of you and explore. It had a great exploring mechanic, but you had to scan things while they were attacking you to put them in your little journal. And
oh my god,
that was fun.
Okay.
It would be completely dated going back.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about the Metroid trilogy. The two games on the GameCube. But I haven't gotten around to playing those yet. But I definitely look forward to it. I think it looks pretty fun. I heard it was pretty challenging. The first one in particular, I think. Well, I guess I heard the second one was harder than the first.
Yeah, they had the first and the second one, which were pretty much part one, part two. Kind of pulled a lot of characters they were introducing all together into one.
Oh.
I didn't beat that one, just kind of full disclosure here. I believe that one had a multiplayer, a split screen multiplayer that was interesting. I remember playing that with a few friends. But yeah, so difficult. We're talking about difficult games. Yeah. So what about Zelda was difficult?
Well, just the dungeon design. So, the overall world and enemies, whatevs, pretty standard stuff, not particularly difficult. But the dungeon design in the Master Quest is particularly I would say mind-bending, really, to be honest. So just, if you thought the water temple was difficult in the original game, just try the water temple on here. It's gonna, it's gonna stump you a little bit. So
my favorite Zelda, like my home Zelda, is Link to the Past, and even then, I think every Zelda's got like their water temple.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that was fun.
Yeah, and you know what? I guess that's my dog Caesar. Caesar, come here. Introduce yourself. Come here, over here. Move over a little bit, Tad. Look at that. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a big, strong boy. Oh yeah, we got kisses. Yeah, he's good. He's just hoofing around. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. What is your challenge? What is your most difficult challenge? Huh? Yeah. He has no challenges right now. He's just good. Yeah, Zelda, and say probably Castlevania on the NES. So whenever they revealed Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont, I believe it's Richter, for as new characters coming to Smash Ultimate, I got pretty high on Castlevania, and of course it was getting pretty close to Halloween time. So I was like, all right, you know what? I got the NES Classic. I'm going to play Castlevania, and it's a pretty good game, pretty difficult too. In that game, you got enemies coming at you, and there's platforming, and whenever you get hit, they'll send you back, like, I don't know, like send you they'll send you back basically, to your death. Honestly. So, if you were getting hit while jumping, chances are you're going to get knocked into a bottomless pit and die pretty terribly. So, it was a pretty difficult game.
Just to kind of cut in, I want to give a lot of respect and praise to the new Smash Brothers, because they bring in someone like Richter, your old Castlevania, and you still have like a lot of the same animations and motions, and it still works for the combat in the game that is Smash Brothers.
Absolutely.
It's pretty great. And when you have a mosh posh of you got Mewtwo, and you've got Castlevanias, and they even incorporated their new bosses, which it was great for story. I really like that for story. But I really like how you can have even Mario, of course. Mario's whatever they need him to be.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Flagship character, so holding it down. But yeah, that's really kind of off the top of my head. Probably the top most difficult things having to deal with just Master Quest on the GameCube, Castlevania, and that Doctor Strange boss fight that I haven't passed yet, but again, with leveling up, I'll probably get through it. So, but what about you, Aaron? What are some difficult bosses or games you played?
So the one that stands out to me is if anyone of you have played Final Fantasy VIII, I don't want to give too much of a spoiler, but the final boss has multiple phases, and one thing that really makes that unique is like any Final Fantasy, there's multiple characters. There's 6 you can play with in Final Fantasy VIII. And you follow them, and there's a point in the game where they split up and you have 2 groups of 3. They kind of all meet together and they go in for the big final fight, which is great. But what I wasn't prepared for, and what I didn't know at the time, is that it was so tough. It literally took me years. I played this when I was young. It took me years to beat this, because what I didn't do, I didn't prepare everybody individually. I had a strong group of 3, and with that game, you can switch all your equipment over to one another, like your magics and all the things you've been saving up to one another. So I would just do that. I would just have my strong team of 3. So now when I have to fight with 6 people, and half of them just fall over when they get hit, it's ridiculous. But the moment that was when... because I called my sister into the room when I knew I was going to beat her, when I thought I did. Turns out I still had 3 other phases. But yeah, I was so excited when we finally beat her. It was a moment. It made that, the final closing scene in a movie, that much more enjoyable. That was so special. But that was fun. That was a fun experience. And I enjoy it now today, because now I know how to approach that game and how not to just have my people fall over.
Yeah.
The end. That's pretty great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That sounds pretty good, man.
I'm excited. They're actually doing an HD remake, or whatever you like. It's all sorts of different names for how they redo games nowadays. But yeah, they're redoing it. They're making it prettier here very soon, later this year. So I'm going to be on board with that one. Another learning experience is any of you who played the first Devil May Cry game. Love that game. It's fantastic. But it's one of those things that I didn't know back then, is you have a special mode you can go into in Devil May Cry without saying too much about the final boss. I didn't know that you could activate that mode for that final boss, so I had like fighting with just like basic stuff. And maybe it was one or two. I forget which one. I think I've got to look it up now. But there was one of them that was just ridiculous. I didn't know you could like. He was easy once I knew it, but at the time, like that was rough. What about you? Is there any other stumpers for you?
No, I mean, there's definitely like a lot of vague memories of like insane NES and SNES bosses, but nothing really super in particular, super crazy. Trying to think if there's anything else. I haven't played it, but I would like to play Silver Surfer on the NES. So I remember seeing a video review from the Angry Video Game Nerd like 10 years ago when like YouTube was first, taking off, or even like more than that, really, further back than that. And I would like to play Silver Surfer on the NES. That does look particularly difficult because I know when you die in that game, he has like a pose where he's just like, like he's just like completely, in shambles. So I look forward to dying in that game. So
I'll tell you what was a good one. Final Fantasy X. Have you ever played Final Fantasy X?
I have, actually.
Have you beat it?
I have.
Do you remember much about the final boss?
I do. I think you fight your dad, right?
I mean, no spoilers. But no.
Hey, you know what?
You kind of see it coming.
That game came out in 2002, so if you haven't played it yet, it's like the Harry Potter book series. If you haven't read it yet,
no one dies.
Yeah.
Ever. No.
Or like Breaking
story.
Bad. If you haven't seen Breaking Bad yet, I haven't, but I can't complain about hearing spoilers about it. I had all the time in the world to watch it. You've had all the time in the world to play FF10.
Yes,
so.
True. That game is old enough to vote.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's old enough to drink claws and break laws. So
he brings in a GameCube game and he's trashing my Final Fantasy X. That's fine.
No, I love Final Fantasy X. So Final Fantasy X came out when I was basically it was like my senior year of high school, and so it definitely kind of like Final Fantasy X definitely had like with its soundtrack had a very like melancholy, like nostalgic, like just vaguely nostalgic feeling to it, and so just paired perfectly with my last year of high school. So big props to Final Fantasy X. I give it a 12 out of 12 Pikachu masks.
That game was a launch game for PS2. It was the first one to actually have like voiced lines in an RPG. It looked beautiful, at least for its time. Like I know they've HD rated it. Like you can't hold it today's standards, but for what it came from to what it was competing against, it was definitely on the top of the bar. One thing I respect about that game is that each individual person has a purpose. They have a enemy that like they thrive against. And then, of course, from there, the game's all about customization. Like, they throw you on this grid, and they say, whenever you level up, you can move anywhere on this grid with this person. And so they kind of have you build your own. Like, there's a while where you're kind of stuck down one road, but then it opens up, and you can follow anyone, you can go anywhere. Then you've got the summons, that not only did you have several summons, but you could build them up the way you wanted to if you had the gear and equipment to do it. I hold a lot of respect for that game. That's still, I think, one of the better RPGs out there as far as how it was compiled.
Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty good.
But
top 10 game for sure.
Either way, it was a ton of fun. I'm glad to talk some games for you for a while. But yeah, we just want to keep it lighthearted, keep it fun. Just kind of let us know what you want to hear, what you want to see. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Let us know what we're doing right. Keep it positive. I've got an email link that's not too far away. I keep out in the descriptions. I'll tell you how to send us an email if you want to give us some feedback, comments, of course, and try to visit us on our different channels. And we're going to try to do more little talking sessions and have some gameplay video and just kind of have some fun. We just want this to be a place where people can come together and kind of drop off some positive vibes. So keep in touch. Let us know how we're doing, what we're doing.
Absolutely, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Oh yeah, we got kisses. Yeah, he's good. He's just hoofing around. Say hi. Say hi to everybody.